Alright guys, went back today with a quick overview and first shots video of the Savage 62. Now if you follow the channel, you'll know I recently did buying the cheapest gun at Walmart video, and the gun we picked up was this Savage 62. Unfortunately, I didn't go into detail specifically about every aspect of this gun, but I'm doing it now with the first shots and overview video. If you want to see me finding this and a little bit more information about the availability of this at Walmart, you can check out that other video. But in a nutshell, this was under $125 for a semi-auto 22 long rifle. The other cool thing about this is it's incredibly ergonomic, well built, and it carries the Savage name, so you know it's going to be good. They know exactly what they're doing in the 22 atmosphere. Now, this has increased in price over the past 2 years, but what else hasn't increased in price? Luckily, this one hasn't jumped too dramatically, though. I was seeing it for about $114 in 2019, 2020, and it's jumped up about $10, but I still think it's worth every penny. Let's start from the front and work our way to the back. This one has a longer barrel than most budget 22s, and it is a tack driver down at the range. It's got fixed iron sights in the front and an adjustable iron sight in the back for elevation, but not windage. It has a sling swivel up front, and the polymer stock is very comfortable and ergonomic, but nothing to write home about. It does have some nice texturing up front to give you kind of an indication of where to put your hand, and a little bit of grip if you happen to get wet hands while you're hunting squirrels or just plinking down at the range. The magazine on this guy is not the easiest to load and unload, but it does work out pretty nicely. I'm not going to show a ton of that, but it is what it is on the mag. You're not going to be winning any awards, and they only come with one 10-round magazine. The charging handle on this is actually fairly nice. It's just a knob design with some texturing all around it. You can easily get to it to chamber the rounds, and it works out fairly solid. This one does not have last round bolt hold open, so when you're chambering around or when it runs dry, you'll just hear a click and it will be done. The safety is located right here on the end of the receiver. It works out pretty nice. Again, nothing super fancy, nothing to write home about, but it does the job. The trigger guard is large enough to get a small glove in there, nothing too big like if you're winter shooting, but just like a cool day, mechanics gloves fit into this trigger guard nicely, and the trigger seems very crisp, again, for just a budget 22. When we're looking at budget 22s, a lot of what I like to see is a pick rail located at the top to add some type of optic, but this one has the Weaver mount, so that's a little bit of a downfall. I wish it was drilled and tapped and a little bit more flat so you could add a pick rail at the top, but again, we are talking about a budget plinking 22. For me, this one is going to remain in its stock configuration with absolutely no modifications, because I feel like at that point you'd be best buying something else with pick rails already installed or different sights and things like that. But I love this for just plinking with iron sights. In the initial part of shooting, I took this all the way out to about 80 yards, and I was hitting a 6-inch gong, no problem, standing. So this is plenty accurate for what you need to do, even with the basic iron sights. It works out incredibly well. The stock itself is large enough for a full-size person to grab and use, and it's not a youth stock by any means. It also has some nice texturing. It's very ergonomic with a cutout right here to fit your hand like a glove. So they know exactly what they're doing. With that, also is a sling swivel in the back to attach any sling you may want. And the butt pad on this guy is just hard plastic. It's not rubberized, so it can kind of slide around a little bit on your shirt, depending on what you're wearing. In a nutshell, if you were looking for a high-value budget 22 that didn't break the bank, available at your local Walmart, this is a great option. Mine was stashed away in the back, but Christian over at the Walmart that I went out told me about this gun. I specifically said, I'm going to buy the cheapest gun at Walmart for a video. What do you have? And when he went through, he found this, and I said, that's perfect. I haven't reviewed one yet, and I've fallen in love with it. This is going to be a great truck gun, a varmint gun, a little gun to keep in your truck. I mean, I use this for all kinds of stuff, just plinking at the range. You know, I even had a burn barrel at the range I needed to put some vent holes in, and just grab this and pop some holes in it real quick. So it's nice to have a little handy iron sight 22, especially if you're new to firearms. No recoil, very ergonomic, cheap to shoot. It just works out. Really no complaints about this rifle. I like it. I think you will too. But it's going to leave you desiring a little bit better features, like maybe a threaded barrel or a pick rail at the top or a last round bolt hold open. But it is what it is when it comes to $124 in 2023. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.